All right. Before Stephen share his journey, I'm going to show the audience what his before and after look like. And this is where Stephen was actually a year ago before surgery with my work. And again, he had a advanced pattern, and we lower the hairline by both temple, and look how young and handsome he look now. And this is 100% by surgery, no medicine at all. And you can see how natural and dense. So, Stephen, if you can share your experience with your journey, like when you know, when you lose your hair, how that affected you, and explain the process of doing research, and how you found my clinic, and why did you choose my clinic? And
sure. Yeah, no, I'd be happy to talk about that. I remember going to the barber when I was 23, and the barber knew my dad, and my dad was bald at 35. And, you know, he said, oh, yeah, you know, you're 23, but someday that hair will be gone. And so I said, no, that's not going to happen to me. But sure enough, you know, maybe by 50, I had lost a lot of my hair. So, you know, I don't know. I knew it was coming, but it was, you know, it's not easy to have it happen to you. So, you know, I'm not the vainest person in the world, but yeah, you know, it was unfortunate that it happened. I knew that there were hair transplant clinics, but I'd never been very persuaded by all of the things I saw on TV. So I did some research. Eventually, when I had a little money, you know, I thought about looking into it a bit more. I think once I turned 60, I gave it a more serious thought. And then I did some online research, and I found the doctor here, and he just I think the videos or the pictures and the, you know, whatever the YouTube videos, and it was clearly not, you know, something I had to worry about. He had done, I think, you know, one of the things I look for is a doctor who's done the same technique over and over again, and so I gained a lot of confidence just from reading the website, watching the pictures. I made sure it wasn't a fly-by-night operation, so I was happy about that.
Yeah, 18 years actually I've been there.
Yeah, right, and longevity is also a very important thing too. You know, I really never looked into it until recently, and then I was quickly convinced, and it was also nearby. You know, I live in the Bay Area, so it wasn't terribly far. Other places, I didn't want to drive across the country for that. So, yeah, the day of the surgery, well, I got down here pretty early in the morning. I'm a late night, I like to stay up late, so this was hard for me to come down here, but I got here at 6 o'clock, before 6 o'clock, I guess, and then it was a full day of prep and surgery and lots of, just a long day. I don't think we got done till, maybe I didn't get out of here till 8 o'clock at night, I think.
Yeah,
and
it's 12 to 16 hours.
Yeah, 12 to 16 hours, but it was, you know, it was, they brought lunch. That was nice, and I think the most thing, I was cold at times, but other than that, you know, they made sure my head was mostly, you know, numbed, so I didn't feel too much.
And then when did the hair grow back for you? And then, you know, did anybody notice the difference? And how's that affect you? And, you know, share that with the audience if you can.
Yeah, so I think I was encouraged almost right away, you know, where you know, the evidence that it was working, or it took, if you will, was fairly soon, but it wasn't, you know, I think I didn't stop wearing hats till about maybe 3 months later. And because I was teaching, and, you know, I didn't want to shock my students by going from no hair to some, you know, bloody, or not bloody, but, you know, some, I just,
scabbing.
Scabbing and things like that. So I took my time, but by 3 months after my semester was over, I'm a professor, I was ready to take the hat off, and I think the students were kind of surprised when they saw it after that.
What did you teach?
What's it?
What do you teach?
I teach physics and astronomy.
Yeah. So very smart guy, and you know, and again, for the professor here, it's not just about having result, but having result that looks natural for him as well.
Yeah, and I will add that that's probably the thing that I'm happiest about. It looks, no one's ever said, you know, have you had hair transplants? Because it really doesn't look like I've had hair transplants, and it's very natural, as I think you've been saying.
Yeah, and you know, and again, reading the review, I do have quite a bit of good review, but that's important. That's good to guide you to the right surgeon. But how do you? But then sometimes it can be subjective. So how do you know is the best one? You want to look at the objective one, like the Professor Stephen here. he actually went and on my website, watched my photo, look at my photo, and then watch my video, and pay attention to not just the density but the artistry of the hairline and how natural that looked. And so that's the objective stuff. And I hope the audience get a glimpse of what's a personal journey Professor Stephen here going through, and hopefully that will help the audience of convince the audience that hair transplant can work. And even at 60 years old, and it's now he looks like 40. I'll tell you honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, hair can change, and I'll tell you honestly, hair is one of the better hair surgery that even I believe better than facelift to make you look younger, because facelift only make the skin tighter, but hair, if you do it right, can frame the face better, and when it frame the face better, that's when it bring back the handsome look and youth as well. So
Yeah, I'll just add one other thing that I'm not the kind of person that people thought I'd get a hair transplant, so I surprised a lot of my friends. My wife even was kind of surprised but happy, yeah. So it's been a nice outcome, and I'm glad I did it.
I'm glad it has a positive effect on your life, and thank you again to share this journey
Absolutely.
and especially putting a full face on, because showing the before and after with the eyebrows and up it's good, but the real effect of what hair transplant can achieve is stunning if you can see the full face of the before and after, and this is where he is now. I'm extremely happy with that, and thank you. Okay, bye-bye.